with us. We're here to learn.
I will do it in what I will. Beautiful. Well, Danielle, I'm so grateful that you found me. I must say, one of my favorite things when I hear someone say, I see you everywhere, I'm like, good. That means I'm doing something right. That's like marketing 101. That's community building 101. You want people to see you, you want them to hear you. And when we got on the call, I was just so excited to teach this because community building is one of my favorite things to teach, because the way that I see a community, it's a movement. It's something bigger than ourselves. It's something people can identify with. And a movement really moves through its people. So community engagement is just a natural outcome of all the incredible things we do at Purpose Pioneers. So I'll share a little bit about what I do at Purpose Pioneers to give everyone the 411, and then we're going to dive right in. But before that, let's get some energy flowing through the chat. I know, we're like 2 years deep into Zoom. I know Zoom we can get Zoom, but we can get a little drained behind the screen. So I want to pick up that energy. Let's get some energy flowing. We're going to feel for just a moment in time that we're like totally not behind the screen. We're in the room with each other. We're feeling the magic. So I'd love to hear one feeling word, thinking about some new and exciting ideas and possibilities that you're going to learn today around growing your community and really turning it into something that's magnetic. So let's get some feeling words. How you feeling? We got a cozy little group today. We're going to make some magic. Curious. I love that. Hey, that's a big part of being a pioneer. I love that. Excited, sparkly. Yay. That's what my business partner calls me. He's like, Alex, you're the sparkle. I'm like, oh, I received that. Awake. Yes, I love that. Sparky or sparkly. I like both. Beautiful. Well, I would also love to hear, before we kick it off, we're going to be diving into a really exciting presentation I have for you all around doubling down on your diehards, how you can turn your community into diehard advocates around what you do, what you offer, and really have your community grow through its people. So I'd first love to hear, number one, I want to ask two questions. I'm really big on empathy. I always want to get a pulse on where everyone's at. This way we can make our hour together amazing and magical, and you all walk away with some juicy nuggets that you feel excited around taking back to your team and implementing. So number one, what are you looking to do next with your community? Is there a certain strategy you want to implement? Are you wanting to do a virtual event or a virtual summit? Are you wanting to test out this new thing? I want to hear, like, what's that next thing on your horizon with your community? I know we have a lot of circlers in here too. So just think, like, what's that next thing for you? Do you want to go from a free community to a paid community? The paywall thing, I'm loving that, by the way. Just launched my membership, so I'm very, very hot on the whole paywall, paid community thing. Awesome. Susan, virtual event. We will talk about that. I got you. Very excited about hosting virtual events, specifically using Circle. Second cohort is starting. Amazing. Creating small groups around our event series. Awesome. Launching a membership. Cool. Awesome. So next thing awesome. Testing a summer season experience that serves and fits my main people, providing segmented areas. Awesome. So it sounds like some events and experiences people want to implement. A membership. Again, I just launched mine, so I'm like loving the membership. It definitely takes patience. It takes consistency, but I really believe memberships can grow to be something really spectacular. And I'm also hearing kind of like, segmented areas, small groups. And I'm here, the word that comes to mind, intimacy. I feel like we don't talk about the word intimacy in business enough. Business is not landing pages and social media. Business is a relationship. It is an intimate experience between you and the people that you want to serve. So that's what I'm hearing, right? These small groups, these breakout groups, restoring that next level of intimacy in your community, in your business, right? Falling in love with the people that you lay in bed at night dreaming of serving. All right, I have one more question, then we're going to dive in. What's kind of like one roadblock that you're hitting with community, right? Is it engagements really high and then you're starting to see it dip? Are you struggling with getting people to respond to certain things in your community? Are you experimenting and you're not quite sure which direction to take things? Like what's kind of that roadblock that you've experienced or that you're hitting right now? I'd love to hear that. Again, this way throughout the presentation, I want to be able to hit on any of those bottlenecks you're experiencing. So by the end, you're like, I'm sparkly, I'm gonna go do this damn thing. Overwhelm Yes, one of my clients was sharing that. It's like, this is a big community. I don't know how to manage it. I don't know how to make this streamlined. Do I do it? Do I bring someone in? So I feel you on that. Sarah kind of mentioned it's summer. What's going to happen when people are less online? Oh, we will touch on that. That's such a good one. Also, engagement is a new community, as always. Yes, my people are typically antisocial, so they will resist being online. I've been hit with that. What happens if my people don't want to really do this whole online thing? How do I navigate that in the digital world? I would love to hit on that a bit. Awesome. Anti-social media. Yes. Good. Yeah. They're probably not antisocial, right? We all love human connection in some way, shape, or form, but anti-social media, I like that, like asterisk. That's literally what my experience is based on. Because of it, fingers crossed. Yes. Moving to a new platform and possibility of re-onboarding. Yes. Okay. Let's, Danielle, can you, because this chat, we're going to be going crazy throughout the presentation. Can you save these nuggets? I would love to touch on these in our Q&A at the end. These are like really juicy nuggets. Business community leaders are busy while everyone is busy. Yes. All right. Beautiful. Well, thank you for answering those two questions for me. I always like to keep a pulse on where everyone is at. And so I'll be thinking of these things as I'm teaching you all about this Diehard community strategy. And we'll save those questions. And when we do our Q&A at the end, I would love to share any thoughts I have around those things, because I've been experiencing a few of those bottlenecks myself, and we came up with some really exciting ways to move past that. So with that, let's get into all the magic. As Danielle shared, my name is Alexandria Agresta. I'm the co-founder at Purpose Pioneers, where we believe in a world where people fully align what they do to make money with what they do to experience meaning and fulfillment in their lives. And we call that this beautiful sweet spot between purpose and profit, really connecting your divine gifts, what lights you up, what makes you tick, with how you run your business, and really being in this sweet spot of what's meaningful to you and what's meaningful to your team and what's valuable to your customer. When we're in that sweet spot, we experience magnetism, we experience effortlessness, we experience ease, we really become unstoppable. So everything we think, say, do, and create at Purpose Pioneers is birthed from that philosophy of really being in that beautiful sweet spot of meaning and money, purpose and profit. There was a time where, unfortunately, people had to choose, do what you love or make money. But we're in a time where we don't have to choose anymore. We can live in that sweet spot. It is a reality for us. And we really love bringing the sky to soil, making purpose practical, so you really see how the rubber can meet the road. So how we bring all that amazingness to life is we turn entrepreneurs into thought leaders and businesses into movements, because we're big believers that you're no longer an entrepreneur running a business. That's so like 2 years ago. You are all a thought leader furthering a movement. That is this next frontier. Do you even see the difference in how I say it? Right? It comes from this deep place of passion, of conviction. And I really believe the marketplace is yearning for the next frontier. They're yearning for the heart. They're yearning to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So we got to give the people what they want. So more tangibly, how I bring that down to reality is I'm working with these entrepreneurs to do two important things. Number one, get their butt on the stage, because I believe, and we're going to tie this into this community building strategy. I believe the stage is one of the most remarkable places to inspire, to impact, and influence people. And it's funny, Danielle, you said this, you're like, well, this is a stage. Well, not really. It's kind of like a screen, but it is a stage. It's just the virtual version of a stage. So this is a stage. A virtual event is a stage. When you're doing a Facebook Live or a Circle Live, that's a stage. I really believe creating a stage-like environment is how we can activate people and be that voice, that person that people listen to, look up to, respect in this digital age where we're being hurled a bunch of crap every single day. It's overwhelming. Who do we listen to? Who do we trust? It's another thing, right? We have 462 downloadable PDFs and free trainings, right? Yes, me too. We're all guilty of that, right? So in this time, how do we cut through the noise and get center stage in front of the people that we desire to serve? I believe it's a stage. And it's not just, the big stage with the big lights and the microphone, called the Britney Spears microphone. One time my hair is blonde. I had I literally looked like Britney Spears. It was hilarious. That's not the stage that I'm thinking of. It can be any type of stage. And fortunately, we're in this virtual world where we have virtual stages as well. So we're working with these entrepreneurs to get their message on stage so they can become this sought out thought leader. And then the second thing we do is we build out movements. We really turn this business into this movement from the inside out and turn their message, their offer, their community into a magnet. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to drill in magnetism, because that's what I've been seeing, right? As a community builder for, man, I don't know, about 6-7 years now, I've been building really successful communities. I realized it's not just about trying out this engagement strategy and doing this and hoping for the best. I always came back to, well, what's my magnet? And what can I do every day to charge my magnet, right? We all want an engaged community, right? I do. So if we're asking ourselves, well, how do I keep the community engaged, right? That's like the ultimate question. How do I keep my community engaged? I always like to go 10 layers deeper of, that's just an outcome of this magnet that's just charging every single day. So that's where we're going to start. Let me share my screen. Put together a little presentation for you. I would love for everyone to just keep their notebooks close by. Anything that comes through, make sure to write that down. Any ideas, any downloads, any creativity, but you will get a copy of the slides. So if you miss something, don't worry, you're going to get all this good stuff. Danielle will send it out to you. So let me go full screen here. Awesome. Beautiful. Can we all see? Can I just get a little thumbs up? Yeah. All right, cool. Tech check. We always got to do those. Beautiful. So this is where I want to start. We got to build our community around magnetism. This almost like dreaded question in the community building world. How do I keep my community engaged? Again, I want to invite all of us into that shift of now looking at not community engagement as the focus, but the outcome. Community engagement becomes inevitable. People start flocking to you. That becomes inevitable. People are commenting on all the posts like crazy and all the things. That becomes inevitable when we build our community around a magnet. So the way that I see magnetism, it's the core. It's like the nucleus, right? That keeps your community growing effortlessly. Community engagement now is no longer the focus. It's the outcome. So really, where I'm at in my community building journey is I no longer do anything until I find the magnetism. I'm not going to launch that thing. I'm not going to experiment and try that thing. I want to get clear and get the confidence and certainty that I need to move forward with a virtual event, to move forward with a membership that I know everyone wants to buy, to move forward with small, amazing breakout groups that people are actually going to be engaged in. Right? Like, let's get real. How sucky is it when we put our heart and soul into something, we launch a membership, we build out this whole like amazing intimate group experience, and then no one buys it, and then no one shows up, and you're like, well, what the hell? Right? Like, let's get real. It sucks. It's terrible. So how do we really build that bridge of confidence, of certainty? So you know, when you put something out to your community, minds are going to be blown, and people are going to be like, throwing their credit cards at your head. I don't want anyone throwing things at your head except that, right? And people are just chomping at the bit to be a part of this next experience. We got to get clear on the magnet. So this is a really great reflection question for everyone to just noodle on at every phase in your journey. This is what really gets me back into alignment with myself. Are you pushing people to do stuff, or are people being pulled towards you? That to me, that right there, that to me is one of the greatest reflection questions as entrepreneurs, right? I don't want to be pushing. I don't want to be fighting. I don't want to be convincing. I want to be this magnet where people are flocking me, and they're, this is the best analogy. Any Toy Story lovers in here and Pixar? I've watched like every movie ever. The claw with the little green gremlin things? You're the claw. And the green gremlins are like, the claw. That's you. You want to be the claw, and all your people are gravitating towards you, magnetizing towards you. So again, this is a really great, just like, to me, this is like business 101. This always helps me go, okay, Am I pushing? Do I feel like I'm fighting, convincing, persuading? If I am, what can I do to be more magnetic? What can I do to step back into no longer pushing and convincing, but inviting? So I'm going to share with you 3 steps of this community engagement strategy around doubling down on your diehards and turning these community members into diehard advocates around what you do, what you say, what you offer. And really, these are going to become the people that want to grow your movement with you. So I'm going to share 3 steps. So I'm going to dive into all this juicy goodness. And then from there, we're going to hop over into, we're all going to build out our 3 steps. So we're going to learn the thing, and then we're going to do the thing. And then any questions that are bubbling up, just jot them down. And we're going to save time for a Q&A at the end. I want everyone walking away excited, clear, confident, and certain. So step number 1, you got to say the thing to attract the diehards. I believe everything we're doing, whether we're building a community, launching a membership, launching that next new product, hosting that virtual event, whatever it is, I have found what makes these things fly off the shelves and what makes them effortless is having a magnetic message at the core. So from my experience with building our community, building other successful communities, I've seen a common thread that a thriving community, the one where there's notifications 24/7, where people, community members are starting to be valuable to each other, answer each other's questions, things are growing, it's popping. It's like the dopest house party. Those type of communities, I found that they're centered around a magnetic message. So everything that they launch, everything that they put out into the world, it's not just a random thing. It all goes back to the nucleus, the magnetic message. So I'm going to give you some questions for you to start thinking. All of you have a message right now, right? I just want to supercharge it. I see myself as, I don't know if any of you have a mall close to you or where you grew up, but at our mall where I grew up, there were the present wrappers in the middle of the mall, and they'd wrap your present like really amazingly. That's how I like to see myself. You're already a gangster present, and I want to wrap you in the most amazing wrapping paper so that when everyone goes to, look under the Christmas tree or it's a birthday party, whatever, they go, what's that present? I want to open that one first. So I want you to think about your message as it currently stands. And then I just want to give you some things to supercharge it and really get it down to that potent, powerful, magnetic version of the message. My like deep desire, my little Care Bear heart, I want everyone to be walking around speaking a message that is so powerful that when you speak it to the right people, you crack open their heart. You help them remember a possibility they've forgotten. You walk around and your message is deeply received, whether you're walking around talking about it out here or you're talking about it in your community. So the first really great question to start supercharging that message and dropping it down to that pure magnetism. What's the thing no one else is saying in your industry? Right? Like, what's the grit? Right? A couple of minutes ago, I was like, all right, let's get real. This is really sucky when this happens, right? Right? That grit, that honesty, that humanness, that's what people are wanting in all niches and industries right now. I'm just seeing it across the board. What's the grit? What's the honesty? What's the humanness behind your message? What's that thing, right? Like, just think about when you're like going off to your best friend or your business partner or, whatever your safe space is. What's that thing that you're going crazy over, that you're just so passionate? You're like, I'm not seeing this. Why aren't we doing this? I know this to be true. That's the thing. That's the magnet. That's the thing that when you say it, it is going to reawaken a place in someone's heart that has been dormant for a very long time. Now, I believe a really beautiful thing that came out of the pandemic is it hurled us into a reevaluation. We're like, oh shit, who do we want to be? What do we want to do? Who do we want to surround ourselves around? Right? Lots of things are shifting, meaning now is the time to get real. Your realness will be received. Write that one down. My realness will be received, and it will turn me into a damn magnet. So what's the thing no one else is saying in your industry? What's the next frontier your people are dying to be a part of? What's the thing that your people lay in bed at night, staring up at the ceiling, dreaming of being? And you are the person courageous enough to stand up and say the thing that all your people are thinking. That's a magnetic message. So just jot some things down. We're going to have time to start bringing this next level of your message to life. But this right here, this is the core. Not only your community building strategy, but everything. When you're on sales calls, when you're on connection calls, when you're at the coffee shop, when you're launching that next thing, we got to build everything around this magnet. Now, here's where it comes into play with your community. The magnetic message has to be spoken consistently. It has to be spoken on a consistent basis, right? I'm going to share this with you in just a moment, but we host something called the Thought Leadership Summit. And one of our speakers, she was like, Alex, what I realize is I can't just do it once. I can't just do one gig and then expect everyone to know my message. I have to do this consistently. So you have to be talking about this magnet until you're blue in the face. You have to be talking about this consistently. And this is where sometimes my peeps, they're like, but am I going to annoy people if I'm being repetitive? No. I'm at a point where I'll be in a conversation and I repeat myself multiple times. We are in such a distraction environment that we need repetition. We need consistency. Trust me, repetition only propels you forward. It does not stagnate you. And you're not going to be annoying, especially if you are consistently saying the thing that is piercing through the hearts of your people. So really, with this strategy, right, doubling down on the diehards, we want to build a community strategy around a mind-blowing message. So community engagement's no longer the focus, right? It's the outcome. The focus now is your mind-blowing message. So for me, I go around on stages all over, other people's stages. I create my own stage. And every day I wake up and I double down on my message. And I say that like a crazy person. And it worked. Danielle was like, I see you everywhere. Another person, I got a call with an event organizer. She's like, I see you everywhere. I'm like, great. Do you want to hire me for your stage? Right? So you want to be that person where people are like, I'm seeing this message everywhere. And it will attract the right people who want to be a part of your community, who want to buy your membership, who want to be diehard advocates of your movement. Right? So here's the ultimate shift. Focus is now the mind-blowing message. Outcome, engagement. So now we're going to dive into step 2. So any thoughts and ideas around the next version of your message, jot that out. And when we get to our inspired action of putting all these into motion, I will share as many thoughts as I can around your magnetic message. So step 2, now that we're saying the thing that's attracting our diehards, now we want to do the thing that blows the diehards' minds, right? And this is another thing that I've seen with community building, and I've gotten caught in this myself. So I'm going to just speak from I here of what I experienced. I would get caught in the trap of I have to keep attracting new people, right? Has anyone ever experienced that? Like I have to new. I have to keep getting new people. I have to keep getting new people. And I was in this endless trap of feeling this immense pressure that I have to go out to all these ponds and get all these new people every single day. And I was completely missing out on this core of the people who are like, hello, we are loyal to you. We want to be a part of this. We want to grow this with you. What about us? So we got to be in that sweet spot of doubling down on the diehards first. And then here's the shift. You no longer have to be solely responsible for getting new people. Oh my God. This is like blowing my own mind saying this. It's like, I wish I knew this when I didn't know this. You don't have to be solely responsible for growing your community. Like, talk about the weight, how heavy that feels. There are people that want to grow this with you, but we have to double down on them. And then I'm telling you, they are going to be your most incredible marketers and salespeople. So now that we have this mind-blowing message, right? This is going to be our focus. This is what we're going to be doubling down on in our community when we're out there on other stages, when we're creating our own stage. Now we want to build a mind-blowing experience around your mind-blowing message, right? It's the next step. They're hearing it, the message, they're resonating with it. Now we want our people to experience the mind-blowing message. So what I found in, testing out different experiences for us, what my business partner and I, Thomas, what we kept coming back to is a mind-blowing experience is a way past the mind into the heart, right? Because we're in a time where maybe people will give you 30 minutes, 60 minutes of their attention and listen to you and come to your presentation or read that blog or watch that video. But then what, right? How do we inspire them to choose us? How do we remove all barriers and say, you know what? I want to walk with you. Come on in. So a mind-blowing experience, free experience, is a way to remove all the barriers that the mind builds when we're making decisions. And it moves people from that right into the heart space. And you know where decisions are made? They're made in the heart, not in the head. So this is a way to go, you know what? Walk with me. Let me show you. You're hearing it. You're feeling it. You're resonating with it. Come on over here. Come on over to this field of possibility. Come on over to these beautiful blue waters. Let me show you what this looks like. So here, I want you to all start thinking, what's my magnet, right? We got the magnetic message, and then the extension of that is the magnetic experience. What's the thing that's going to make your people flock to you? This question changed my whole life. Going back to, I want you to think about your people. When they lay in bed at night and they're staring up at the ceiling, who are they dreaming of being? What are they dreaming of doing? That is your magnet. So I'm going to give you an example for us. We turn entrepreneurs into thought leaders and businesses into movements. So our people, they love being on stage. All they want is a stage. That's all they want. So when I put out the Thought Leadership Summit, people flock to me. I'm like, oh, so you have been getting my emails for the past 2 years and now you're responding to me. Okay, I see how it is. Right? So for us, we've realized a stage for thought leaders and movement furtherers, that's the thing that make our people flock to us. They come out of the shadows and they're like, hello, I'd love to apply to speak on your stage. And I believe we all have that magnet. Every business, every community has that magnet. So I just want you thinking, what's that thing that is going to make your people come out of the shadows? What's going to be that? And it's free, right? No barriers to entry. There is no decision to be made because this thing is going to help them be who they want to be, do what they want to do, learn a new possibility, and connect with others just like them. There's no decision to be made. It's just an unfolding. They're like, I've been waiting for this. Where the hell was this? A year ago, 2 years ago. So what's the thing that's going to make your people come out of the shadows? And what's the thing that's going to make your people flock to you? And that right there, be, do, learn, connect. These are the 4 components of a mind-blowing experience, right? I've tested so much. I've tried so much. I've experimented, and it led me to, okay, this is what makes something mind-blowing and unforgettable and makes people want to come back for more. People get to be who they want to be, do what they want to do, learn a new possibility, and connect with others just like them. That right there, people are going to be mind blown for a very long time. So again, with our magnet, with our mind-blowing experience, the Thought Leadership Summit, we do it live and virtual. Let's go down the list here. So my people, they get to be the thought leader that they lay in bed at night dreaming of being. They get to be this movement furtherer, this thing that they've been feeling inside of them for years, sometimes decades. So they get to be that. They get to do the thing. They get to speak on stage. They get to birth the movement. They get to learn a new possibility. There is another way. Let me show you. And they get to connect with other people just like them. With our last event, it was a couple of weeks ago, I had this crazy moment right? This is an outcome of this doubling down on the diehards. I was like this. I was just like, whoa, people are asking questions. And I'm realizing, oh, wait, I don't have to jump in and be the only one who adds value here. So I would stop myself of feeling the need to like, I have to respond. I have to, like that feeling. And I just took a step back, wait a couple hours, and I would check back. People are adding value to each other. People are answering questions. They're linking people to things. I had people starting because they wanted to and they felt so inspired. They were doing Zoom practice sessions with the speakers who are, going to be speaking on our stage. I mean, it was nuts. I was like, are you kidding me? I've never experienced something like this. The magnetism, the doubling down on the diehards. And now they are growing our community like wildfire. So for those that are thinking virtual events, for those that are thinking any type of event type experience, build it around these 4 components. Even for my peeps that said they want to do membership, what are they going to get to? How are they going to get to be? What are they going to get to do? What's the new possibility they're going to learn? How are they going to be around others just like them? So this right here really is the foundation of very powerful product experiences. But we're first going to start with the free mind-blowing one, where you just get to flock everyone in, blow their mind, and now they're going to want to stay in your community. They're going to want to grow your community. They're going to want to refer all their friends, and they're going to buy your stuff. Pretty awesome outcomes, yeah? Yeah. So this is a quick 2-minute video. I just want to show you our experience.
We're furthering movements. Are we ready? Are we ready to kick off an incredible 3 days? At Purpose Pioneers, we believe in a world where people fully align what they do to make money with what they do to experience meaning and fulfillment in their lives.
I know I will land my stages and I feel it. And I didn't have that confidence before I came here.
It's exactly where I needed to be. We're doing the work that it takes to build that bridge of understanding with those we love to serve.
Who this conference is for everybody. This has given me a chance to create the structure and then step up.
I am feeling that pain. That is the promised land I want to go to. You're the person to help get me there.
The Purpose Pioneer community for me is home.
Alex and Thomas have a really special gift of seeing the potential within everyone and creating space.
Purpose Pioneer community is my tribe.
Ultimately, I want to change the world. That's why I have come back, and that's why I will continue to come back.
It's worth every penny.
So I wanted to share that with you. I don't know, there was music, but if you picked up on some of the nuggets, someone said, Purpose Pioneers feels like home. Someone said, I want to change the world. That's why I'm here. And that's why I want to keep coming back. Have you heard our girl, Darla? She was choking up when she was saying, this is my tribe. So these are natural outcomes when number 1, we are getting clear on the magnetic message. And then number 2, we're doing a mind-blowing experience. Now keep in mind, asterisk, this is a live event at 3 days, a very large production. We do have a big budget attached to this, but we're always upping our game with that next mind-blowing experience. We wanted to bring our virtual event in person, and we wanted to literally blow the minds of our diehards. And this was one of the greatest, it was the largest, but one of the greatest investments that we made. Now we can draw back a bit and you can start with a 1-day virtual experience. You can just start from there and the magnetism will grow. And you will really be in this field of possibility of always thinking, how can I charge the magnet? And how can I continue to double down on the diehards and blow their mind with a free experience where they literally can't leave? This to me is the shift in sales. I don't want to ask people to buy anymore. I want to invite them in, give them a taste, and then I want to ask, do you want to stay? Oh, damn, it gives me chills just saying that, right? I don't want to have any more barriers. I'm sick of it. I don't want to have to convince people. I don't have to like masterfully craft this freaking landing page with all this like psychological sales copy. It's like, my God, it's insane. I want to just invite people in. I want to give them a taste of the magic. And then I want to say, do you want to stay or you want to leave? And usually like 8.5 times out of 10, they're like, I'm staying. So what do you got for me, sister? All right, we're going to wrap up here and then we're going to go into implementing all the 3 steps. So the last step, and one of the most exciting, is you want to give the diehards the tools to invite all their friends, right? So we're doubling down on the diehards with this magnetic message. We're speaking that message. We're doing this mind-blowing experience. And now we want to give them the tools so they can tell all their friends about it, because a movement moves through its people. And you don't have to be the only one who grows your community. When I say that, I'm saying it to myself as well. Let your people step up to the plate and grow this with you. Give them that chance. Give them that opportunity. I'm telling you, they will step up. They will want to be a part of this. Right? So it's all about that magnet that we got clear on. The mess we have, it's like a little octopus. We got 2 tentacles instead of 8. Tentacle 1 is the message. Tentacle 2 is the mind-blowing experience. And now we want to allow this magnet to charge through the diehards. So when we're thinking about tools, I'm going to give you some examples of what we use and what has worked really well for us. You want to keep the tools simple and shareable, mind-blowing and magnetic. And we're going to move past just affiliate links. That's like version 1 to me. I think affiliate links are great. It's an amazing way for people to refer a product or service that they love. It's a great way for people to make passive income like it's nothing. But right, I'm always looking at ways to supercharge and make something even more compelling. So we're going to go beyond just the affiliate link. And I'm going to give you some ideas that have worked wonders for us. So number 1, for our live event, we have free tickets and then we have upgraded tickets, right? For different, you can have different experiences at the event. You could be a VIP and speak on stage and get to walk away with all the assets, the footage, the photos, all the things, all the way down to a free general admission ticket. So what we do is we actually give our diehards amazing, epic, compelling discount codes. So we're like, hey, you either have this insane like 75% off discount, or we give them gifted tickets and we say, hey, I want you to pick 5 people that you feel need to be in this room with you, and I want you to gift them this ticket. So it was incredible. What happened was instead of posting on social media like, hey, I have 5 free tickets, who wants them? It became this powerful, almost I'm nominating you to be in this room with me. So it really took that, here's just, a discount code link. Here's this thing that you can send to your people. It took it to this whole new level of magnetism and really keeping the people in mind of I'm choosing you to be a part of this with me. So that was incredible. And you know what happened with the gifted tickets? People were so mind blown that they were getting this gifted ticket to this experience that they ended up purchasing a VIP ticket. I was like, what is happening? I wasn't even expecting that. That was not even my intention. That was a pleasant surprise. So that's one that's been amazing for our event. One more that I'd love to share is, so have anyone heard of Video Ask? It's the video version of Typeform. Highly recommend checking it out if you don't already use it or know about it. It's just a way to make a form more engaging, more interactive. So for our Thought Leadership Summit, when you speak on stage, you get initiated, if you will, and then we put them into the Speaker Alumni Club. So they become a part of this exclusive club. It's only for people who have birthed their movement on the Purpose Pioneer stage. And what we do is we send out a video ask to the speakers. And it's this incredible experience where, number 1, we're just speaking to them, we're loving on them, we're congratulating them for what they just did. They get to nominate 2 people that they want to see speak on the stage next. They get a handful of perks and different ways they can be a mentor in the community. And then they get special discounts on all of our programs that no one else gets except the Speaker Alumni Club. So that's been an amazing way. People have been loving the nominations. It's been spreading like wildfire in our community, right? So just some ideas to think about, what are tools beyond just a link that are simple and shareable, and also mind-blowing and magnetic, right? Links are simple and shareable. Let's take it to that depth of I'm so mind blown, and this is so insane that I can't help but gravitate towards this. All right, well, I'm gonna check on over to the chat. I know I have not pulled that up in a hot second, but I would love as a group for us to start, let me check time, perfect. I would love for us to start working on these 3 steps. So here are 3 guiding questions for you. Number 1, what's your magnetic message that will attract the diehards, right? And think about your current message. Let's take it to a deeper level. What's the thing that your people are thinking that no one's saying that you're going to say? Number 2, what's your free experience that will absolutely blow the mind of your people? It doesn't have to be a crazy big budget, but what's that thing that will just completely blow them away? And then last, what are simple shareable tools that you can share with your diehards? This way they can be excited and empowered to grow your community for you. So I'd love to give everyone a couple minutes to start crafting this. And anyone who wants to come off mute and share, I would love to do this as a group. I would love to share any thoughts and ideas and really just lean into each other. So if you want to take a couple minutes just to map this out, and then whoever feels inspired to come off mute and share, I would love to just start helping you craft your diehard community strategy. Sarah, great question. I'd love for everyone to put 1, 2, 3 maybe in the chat first. This way I can get my eyeballs on it. And then we can just come off mute and just do this thing. Yes, Sarah, I'm just checking the chat, Sarah. I love force versus flow. That question is exactly that. Am I forcing and pushing, or are things flowing to me? I love that. Awesome. Yes, I love all your nuggets in the chat. Yes, Susan. So you gave 5 free or paid tickets to your people. So what we did for our last event is we identified our diehards. We have this like team of champions of our movement who are loyal. They've been around since day 1, and they're like, I'm not going anywhere. So we have our list of our diehards that we go to first. And what we did was we're like, hey, we're going to give you gifted tickets, right? So it's for one of our paid tickets. So this basically going to go down from this price to 0. So we're going to give you these 5 gifted tickets. But I don't want you to just, post this on social media and say, I have 5 tickets. Who wants them? What we told our diehards, we're like, get clear on 5 people that need to experience this with you. Because keep in mind, our diehards had already come to previous events, right? Diehard, they're in it for life. So we said, hey, get clear on your 5 people that have to experience this magic. And we gave them a little message, this really powerful, like almost like you've been chosen type message, and really making that person feel so special. And our diehard gifted these 5 tickets, and then the natural, cool, amazing, unexpected outcome, because it was so mind-blowing, is people ended up actually purchasing a VIP ticket, which was insane. So that's another cool thing. You get to flip things on its head price-wise, right? Like why are some companies, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent right now, but why are some companies able to charge more for their products, right? It really isn't about price. It's not about money. It's about how something makes people feel. It's about a mind-blowing experience that someone has. Like, I almost can't wrap my brain around it. I'm like, wait, they're getting like $2,000 off, and then they're going to just purchase the VIP ticket, right? It was just crazy, because again, I believe people are almost less concerned about money right now, and they're more concerned about, who am I going to get to be? What am I going to get to do? How am I going to get to learn new things? How am I going to be a part of people like that, like me? And people are willing to pay for that. If it's magnetic and mind-blowing enough, I've just seen it. It's going to happen. They're going to flock to you, and money no longer becomes this core focus, right? It's, oh my God, I'm paying this thing that's going to help me be who I want to be. I want to invest in that. Awesome. I'm just checking out the chat here. Okay, Susan, I struggle with the diehard differential, even with badges drawing the line. Susan, I'd love for you to come off mute and give me a little context there so I can give you some thoughts.
Well, like deciding who are the diehards. Like some people are constant client referrals. Some people are in the community posting, and some people, right? Like some people just they were there in the beginning and they're still with you. So it's hard to, but not everybody. Like some people are just lurkers, but they show up to the event. Like how do you say to your diehards? Well, you also have other people in your community. How do you say, okay, you 10 people are coming to this magnetic event, but you 10 people, you're not diehard enough? How do you make sure that those people are still feel nurtured and cared for and seen without offending them? Or in other words.
So great question. From my experience, you don't have to decide who's a diehard. It goes back to number one of really getting that message down to its potent, purest, most magnetic form, and then having that powerful, mind-blowing experience. And your diehards, it'll unfold. You don't have to just, don't rack your mind that you have to decide. I would say just start at number 1 and 2, and then a natural outcome is you'll know. You'll just be able to feel, right? Like with us, I didn't have to pick and decide. I just, number 1, I kept doubling down on my message. I speak it literally everywhere, did this amazing mind-blowing experience. And then people would seek me out. They would start saying things like, Alex, this is amazing. Who can I refer? Right. So people who are referring you probably are diehard material, right? And again, you'll be able to feel into that. But what I found is with step 2, with the experience, the people that were the most involved, I'm like, oh, you want an opportunity to step up to the plate and really be a part of this. So here's an example. For the event that we did, we selected 70 speakers, and they all do this really epic, amazing Purpose Pioneers talk. We have a special 8-minute format. We have a special structure. It's amazing, but it's new and it's different. So I noticed there was one person, his name's Alex as well. And he was just hosting these free Zoom practice sessions. He was like, hey, anyone who wants to come practice. And he just naturally stepped into this leadership role. This other person, she has been freaking out, sending me group messages. I have a group message right now of 10 people. She's like, hello, everyone. You're my people. So is Alex. You need to be a part of this. Go. And she keeps reaching out to me. She's like, what can I do? Who do you need? What do you need from me? So Susan, I feel like we just got to reverse engineer a bit. And instead of like deciding and picking, it's dialing in that message, speaking it consistently, doing this mind-blowing experience. And I promise you, you will be able to identify the people who are losing their marbles and who want to be a part of this and grow this with you. And then you get to give them that opportunity.
Super. Thank you so much. And you never had anybody feel like, how come you didn't pick me? Or maybe they don't know.
No, I mean, I'm not like picking. I mean, everyone can be a diehard, but it's not everyone can be a diehard, but not everyone wants to, right? There's always going to be the lurkers. There's always going to be the people that are like, and then there's always going to be the people that are like half on the sidelines, half in it. And then these are the people that are seeking you out and asking you, what do you need from me? How can I be a part of this even more? So Susan, again, I think if you just do 1 and 2, things will unfold from there, and you don't have to pick and choose. It's just doubling down and going all in. And what I'm seeing is now people are like, I want to be a part of this the way that other people are. You almost create FOMO for the other people. You're not leaving them out. You're just creating FOMO.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Great question, Susan. Thank you. Thank you for coming off mute. Awesome. Okay, let me read through the chat here. All right. Awesome. Beautiful. Danielle, magnetic message idea for people who build membership communities or online communities with communities. How many times have we said community during this training? I've said it like 400 times. Community building is also a hard skill. You are a well-rounded expert and deserve the tools and communities that match your skills. Beautiful. I'm loving the depth. We're just taking it deeper to the grit. Or Danielle, here's another fun thing. I'm thinking of Burb. Like community building doesn't have to be hard. Or here's another fun one. You don't have to build your community by yourself. I'm just thinking of things that like pierce my soul, right? Think of those things that's going to pierce the soul of Burb users. Here's another fun thing. My best friend, so I don't know if anyone knows human design, but she's a human design teacher, guide, and she wants to tie human design to dating. And she wants to create this like human design dating profile. And she's creating it right now. And she's like, you know what? My whole angle here is dating doesn't have to suck. I'm like, oh my God, that's like the most magnetic message for single people of all time. So just to give you an example, take it to that gritty human level and stay there and keep noodling and walk around and say things out loud and have conversations with people. That's what's going to get people. Amazing. Sarah, integrity leads to impact. 2, free experience, message plus tool for direction and clarity help. 3, shareable tools. Stuck on this a bit, maybe the outcome of number 2. Yes. Okay. If you're noticing here with how I was answering Susan's question, we almost have to go in order so you can experience the inevitable outcome. We got to go to the message. And then from there, you'll start to get clear on, okay, this could be the mind-blowing experience. Then when you do that, then the inevitable outcome from there is, okay, here's the tools for my people to share with their friends. So Sarah, I wouldn't even get hung up on number 3, double down on 1 and 2, right? For us, I didn't like think of the video ask idea. We did 1 and 2. We're always doing 1. We did number 2. And then we're like, oh, that's a really good idea to do that. My business partner came up with that. So it'll be an inevitable outcome, but I love what I'm seeing. Amazing. It says brand orchestrate. So I don't know your actual name, but it says to fit every misfit where every voice is heard. See, misfit, we're talking. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Awesome. I recently got more clear, my diehards, by contemplating the opposite. What do they not look like over time, especially? Yeah. So again, with diehards, you don't have to I'm just reiterating what I share with Susan. You don't have to pick them. You don't have to select them. You just got to do the thing that's going to attract them. And then you double down on them. And this is really where empathy comes into play. I'm a big proponent of having an empathy engine in your business. I believe the most successful businesses are the ones that stay growing alongside of their people. So supercharging this diehard, right, like philosophy, you want to understand them. Keep asking them questions. I call it empathy calls. Get on an empathy call with them. Where are you at? Where you want to go? What do you need help with? Our needs are always evolving. They're always changing. You want to grow alongside of them. And then it becomes this like whomping, right? It's like whomping and getting bigger. And then the people on the outside looking in are like, I think it's time to jump in. I had someone comment, we're doing another virtual event next month. I had someone comment on my post. Literally, she said, it's time for me to get off the sideline and finally jump in. That you could see that publicly. So I share that with you because if you just double down, don't try and please the whole community, double down on the people who actually want this and who are going to show up, you're going to give the other people FOMO, and you're going to hold the vibration so tight that they're going to start to, they'll either fall off, right? And that's fine, or they'll rise with you. So I love that. Awesome sauce. Okay. Beautiful. I'm just reading through some amazing nuggets here. Awesome. Beautiful. Just give me a sec here. I love this. Megret. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Inclusive diabetes. My dad actually has diabetes, so I'm very curious about your message and intrigued. I love your number 3. Invite 2 professionals who are like you, who want to make diabetes more inclusive. Right now we're thinking, and this is what Circle does so well. It really teaches us how to create a community of belonging, right? And people want to be around other people like them. And when we are getting like feisty and real and human-y, and we're talking about messages that not people are talking about, it could be a little scary. It could be a little intimidating. And if you can cultivate a community of your people, bring in more people like you, that tension just naturally starts to melt. So I love your number 3. And I'm going to supercharge that for you. Turn the word invite to nominate. I'm hot on nominations right now. My people are losing their marbles. They're like, wait, I get to nominate 2 people to experience what I just did? Done. They're losing it. So nominate is like invite supercharged. Amazing. I know we're like right at time, so I'm gonna stay a little extra to answer any questions. So I'd love to get any thoughts, any comments, any questions in the chat. And like I said, I'm gonna stay a little extra time here. We were just flowing and making magic. But for anyone who's hopping off, I always like to leave you with one last nugget. Anything that you heard today, anything that moved you, anything that inspired you, just know that things don't take time, they take courage. Time is just this witness that watches us do, watches us not do. Courage is this catalyst that comes in like a wrecking ball and helps you and your people be who they want to be, do what they want to do, and be around others just like them. So we got to put our little community courage caps on. Let's start taking some inspired action on these things, and just know, right? Everything starts with the day that you decide that it starts and the day that you fully commit. And I'm just so excited for this next up level for all of your messages and movements and communities. So yay. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Alexandria. This was awesome. I have like a full schedule.
I love that. Like I said, I can hang out for, extra 10 minutes or so if anyone has any additional questions. And then I would love, Danielle, I'll make sure that everyone, I'll send over all my links and stuff. I would love for everyone to connect with me. Let's stay connected. And of course, if our community feels relevant to anyone here, thought leadership, movements, of course, I want all the peeps in our circle. Get your circle in my circle.
Alexandria, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What was your movement in the beginning as you birthed this movement? What's that story or decision?
Like, how did our movement, like, how was it birthed and how did it come
when it was just you and you're like seeing this and you took steps? Like, what was that story or decision you made?
Yeah, so fortunately, I feel really lucky that it was never just me. I have another half, Thomas. So it was the both of us. And it oddly, we were like by ourselves at one time. I was working on my, I actually had a community engagement company. That's why I'm crazy about community engagement and community building. It was called My Loop. And it was all around bringing business communities to that depth of purpose and values and meaning. I was working with chambers of commerce and like, how do we stop exchanging business cards and like really make this community meaningful? So I was doing that. He was working on his own company and we met at a co-working space in Orlando and we just very naturally gravitated toward each other. And we just kept talking about, we were obsessive. Like Thomas and I are crazy. We will sit on a couch for 8 hours talking about the same thing over and over until we like peel back the layers. It's definitely our co-gift together. And we were literally obsessed with how do we create this world where we can do what we love and make money. That was the core. And then this movement, that was really like the next version. We just started saying like, wait, it's not if we're thinking purpose-driven business, it's not a business anymore. It's something bigger. So then we started saying like this word movement shortly after. And honestly, Sarah, this is the best way to explain it. We spiraled, but we spiraled upwards. We kind of just started doing stuff and we were, we're spiraling, but we're moving upwards. So that's always good. He definitely speaks, but I'm more of like the crazy speaker lady who loves being on stage and just bringing the heat. So I just started talking. All I had was number one, right? The magnetic message. And it was very, in its very beginner stages. So I had to just go out and talk about it so I could get access to that next version, right? The next version that we want, it's not right here. It lies on the other side in the arena after we go do something. So I just kept doing stuff and letting the next version unfold. And then this movement conversation just emerged. And we were like, oh my God, the core of a purpose-driven business is not a business, it's a movement that helps people be who they want to be, do what they want to do, be around others just like them. Like I get Facebook notifications, like we're going on 5 years, our 5-year anniversary here this summer. And I got a notification for like the, couple months after we launched. I was like, oh, wow, we've been saying the word movement. I forgot that we've been saying this for a long time. So yeah, it happened on a couch with a whiteboard. And it emerged and we just knew. We were like, we don't know, but we know that we have to just do something here. And it's been tough. And we've definitely had moments where we're like, we don't know about this. I'm sure we've all had those, but it's evolved into something really beautiful. And now we're this movement HQ for people who want to lead with purpose and lead with their heart and really be a part of this pioneering the next frontier of being a movement. So I hope that gives you some clarity. I know it was a lot, but.
No, that was great. I've been wanting to ask you that for a long time. So
Yay. Well, I'm so happy you
seemed
you
appropriate.
you're here. Yay. Also, if you want to, I know you were checking out the last event. If you want to put your name in the hat, it's open, just saying.
I don't know when the next one is, but we'll talk. I'll let you know.
Yeah, hit me
I'll
up.
look.
Yeah, hit me up in Circle, check it out. I'll send you the link and we can just go from there. But I'm really glad you came. Also, Danielle, we've been hanging out via Circle chat. And then Sarah reached out and she was like, oh my God, I was talking to Danielle. And she's like, wait, is that the Alexandria that I've been talking to? And it was just this amazing divine appointment situation.
I still think you have one of the best that was the landing page. Just grab. I mean, I've seen so many, especially a call for speakers. I've never seen a landing page like that. Just, it was like I was seized by this. Holy shit, who is this person? Alexandria, like that's doing this summit. That's so clear. I love it. I had to like know who you were.
Yeah, I really, really received that. And just going to tie it back to what I shared today. It's me being a crazy person about the magnetic message. Every day, that to me is my most important business task, if you will. I'm like, all right, how can I understand my people more? What are they looking? What am I looking for? What are they looking for? And then, I say the damn thing and it creates this amazing magnetic pull. And then I get to be connected with my humans. And like when you come in, Danielle, I'm like, I feel like it was just a matter of time until we just finally we just had to find each other. It's like your magnet will help you find your tribe and your people. And in the digital world, I finally, for the first time in a long time, feel like I'm not alone. Like I haven't met our squishy bodies haven't met yet, but that's just like, I feel like we all, my people, we really know each other because we're going to that depth. So anyway, grateful. Beautiful. Well, if anyone doesn't have any more questions, I guess we can wrap up, Danielle. And then if anything bubbles up, I'd love to just keep the magic flowing as people maybe watch the replay or whatever.
Yeah, of course, we'll send out the recording and the slides and some links. So thank you so much, Alexandria. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah,
great.
thanks for having me. This was so much fun, and I'm excited to see everyone put this into motion. So please connect with me. I would love to follow your journey and continue to make some magic.
Yeah.
Yay. Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you.